welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Richard Mulrooney. And Coach, another successful weekend for you guys. You go down to SMU to play in their tournament. You'll face SMU later in the year in league play, but you come away with a couple of results, a win and a draw against a Missouri Valley opponent. So overall, I know you've got to feel fairly well about the weekend.
Yeah, it went really well. You know, obviously Friday night was a tough game against a Stony Brook team that we didn't really know a lot about, but having said that, from our scouts, it was going to be a tough game, and it ended up being that. And as I always tell the guys, you know, whether you score in the first minute or 90th minute, it's a 90-minute game, and it took all 90 minutes to get that goal. And quite frankly, it was a well-deserved win, but at the same time, we kept our shutout and walked away without having to go into overtime, knowing we had a big game on Sunday.
Tell us a little bit about the Stony Brook game. Obviously, I didn't get to see it being on the road. Sounded like a defensive ball game a little bit, because I don't believe there was a shot on goal to the 70th minute. The game winner came at the 89th minute by Hayden Cochran. So sound like a lot of defense, or were both teams just trying to get in sync?
A little bit of everything there. I think it was more or less a feeling out process. Maybe the travel in the legs of them as well as ourselves kicked in a bit. I just think that, you know, individually we were a little off. You know, we had some mistakes individually, giving bad turnovers, not necessarily critical, but bad turnovers, just giving back to them in the midfield, and they'd give it back to us. And then as the game went on, I thought we got more of a hold on it. And like I said, fortunately for us, you know, with a minute left in the game, a good combination, ball got served in the box. Hayden was there to put it away, and we walk away with a victory, and we were happy about it.
You turn around Sunday, you get a scoreless draw with Missouri State out of the Missouri Valley, and we know how good the Missouri Valley is. So that's a solid draw if it comes up to looking at that season-long resume at the end of the year.
That's right, yeah. Missouri State obviously is going to get some wins this year. And it was a back-and-forth game. I think at the end of the day, it was a fair result. They had some opportunities to score. So did we. But after overtime, with it being 0-0, I think they were really well organized. We were too. And I think that taking out of the weekend that we had 2 shutouts, we're coming together defensively. And like I always say, you know, if you don't give up goals, you won't lose games. And quite frankly, that showed this weekend. And to walk away with that tournament with co-champions with them and 4 guys in the all-tournament team, it just shows you that you know, we've got some confidence moving forward.
You're rolling through the season now. You're into the year, maybe a quarter, a third of the way through. How you feeling about this ball club?
It's like I said at the beginning, if we learn each and every day something, then we're coming together, and that's what's happening right now. I think we learned our lessons in the Louisville game and the UAB game, and it's not saying we're not making mistakes now, but they're not critical mistakes. They're not mistakes that are costing us games. They're just mistakes that we can recover from, and defensively, we're more organized. So, like I said, if this continues as the year goes on, I'll be happy with how we're going to be able to compete come tournament time and hopefully even past that.
You're going to go up the road to the Lipscomb's tournament this weekend in Nashville. You'll face a couple of Nashville's team, and this tournament's set up a little bit different because you could have either pulled the Wednesday-Friday set of matches or the Friday-Sunday. You're going to get the weekend, which means when you play Lipscomb Friday, it's actually going to be their second match at this tournament.
That's right, and you know, when I talked to Lipscomb about it, they were correct in asking me which set I wanted to do, and obviously with the boys just missing some school last week and going to Dallas, I chose the Friday, Sunday just for the travel schedule, and quite frankly, I think Friday games are fun. You know, not saying Wednesday aren't and Sunday aren't, but Friday night games are important, and it's going to be a big game. They'll obviously have their home crowd in their stadium, and they're a good team. We played them in the spring. We drew 1-1 there, and I'm expecting the same type of game coming this Friday, and hopefully we're ready for it because they're a team that can easily hand us a loss.
I guess it's a match you really have to just worry about the Tigers, because you can look at that either way. You're going to either look at it as they played a match 2 nights before, they're fatigued, or they've got a match under their belt, and it's just like a weekend for them.
That's right. You know, I think we need to concentrate on ourselves, and if we go out and play the game that I foresee us playing, we should be okay. Having said that, like I said, they're at home. They've got a lot of motivation. It's an in-state rivalry that's starting to become up, and they obviously don't want to take a loss specifically in their tournament. So they'll be ready for it, even though they will have a game 48 hours before.
Then you'll face Belmont on Sunday.
Yes, and that's a game that we'll start talking about Belmont on Saturday, but we played them in the spring, and we tied them 1-1 as well. So we've got to be ready for them as well. But, you know, our focus right now is on Lipscomb, and then we'll move to Belmont. But both of them are quality games that we need to be ready for, or we'll come back 0-2.
Coach, that'll wrap up the weekend, Lipscomb and Belmont Friday and Sunday. But let's talk just briefly a little bit about the league, because conference play is coming up. Not so much about UCF, but I'm sure you peek around at the scores around the league and see how the league as a whole is doing. What are your thoughts on the Americans so far through the non-conference portion of the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, looking at I don't think the results have necessarily been our way, but we've played, as a conference, we played Akron, we played St. Louis, we played some top teams, And as a conference, that's important because once you start conference play, wherever you are with that RPI rating, that's sort of where you stay the same. So if our conference is doing well, it rewards the teams that do well in conference when you play a UCF or you play a Tulsa. So I'm rooting for our teams to do well, and I think the results have been fair. Obviously, we'd want everyone to go undefeated, but that's unrealistic. But some teams are winning games as well. So it's important that we show well outside of conference, because at the end of the year we want obviously our tournament winner to get in, which they will because it's an automatic, and then we want some at-larges. And quite frankly, right now I could foresee us getting 2 or 3 teams in.
Sounds good, Coach. Best of luck in Nashville this weekend.
Thank you.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.